Hello and happy Preptober. It is finally that time of year again. I can practically hear the clattering of keyboards and the flipping of pages as thousands of writers get ready for NaNoWRIMO. Maybe you already started. It is also technically September still as I'm filming this, so I am starting early too. Oh my god, there's a countdown. Yes, TBD ×2. That does indeed mean I am planning on doing 2 books, 2 novels during NaNoWRIMO. Which 2? You may be wondering. Great question. I also would like to know the answer. I have a whole list of ideas. Last year I used the Tinkly Skull dice to roll and see what, the fates gave me. Might do that again this year. But first, let's talk about goals. Let's talk about outlining plans, prep activities. Let's talk daily vlogs. I'm excited. I have not done those in like 3 years. I'm getting ahead of myself. First things first, I have some projects that I need to finish before Preptober even starts in full, and definitely before NaNoWRIMO gets here. First up, I'm meeting with my critique partner Jess in person to hand over Project Death. Still on the fence on if Project Death's going to be totally done by the time that I meet up with her, but if not, it will definitely be done before NaNoWRIMO starts. Okay, I was working on a closet full of cauldrons before I turned all my attention to Project Death, so what I'd like to do is finish that first draft in October, in Spooktober. It is a cozy mystery. It would be the perfect time. If I do not finish it in October, that will take one of the slots for my November projects. If I somehow, don't know how, but somehow, finish both Project Death and a closet full of cauldrons, then that means I have about 4 or 5 projects that I would love to work on. In no particular order other than like, this is what my heart is calling to me today specifically, but that would probably change by November 1st. This is why the dice are so helpful. A romantasy. I've never written a romantasy before. It is vaguely based off of Taylor Swift's Bejeweled song. A continuation of last year's mystery novel, Under the Influence. I would love to revisit that. Continue that. I Shot the Sheriff. It is a like Western fantasy murder mystery that I had the idea for last year, but alas, the dice did not want it. A gladiator-esque dual point of view standalone fantasy novel. Could be a good accompaniment for Project Death, though like they don't have anything to do with each other, but standalone fantasy. Or even get an early start on the first Meridian Maps book, The Revision. Yes. And also Murder Mystery Tennessee, which is a murder mystery that takes place in Tennessee. Okay, this was actually the first mystery I ever attempted, and I learned so much trying to write it. I fast drafted it and got to the end and I realized that the reader could not guess who done it. First time writing a mystery, feels like it's an important thing. Again, learned a lot, and I feel like I'm a better writer now, or at least a better writer of mysteries, and I think I could do it justice. I still love the idea, and I think I could nail it this time. I am also going on a road trip that will take me on the way back after my writing retreat through Nashville. So I'm gonna do a little bit of research. Maybe the dice will give me that project. Now, the thing about having these potential projects in multiple different states is that my prep plans are going to differ depending on which projects I end up choosing. I discovered what I think is the perfect prep plan for me, and perhaps me alone, last year. For the stories that I have not written at all, the prep would look like coming up with a working title, a log line or an elevator pitch, writing a pretend query, writing also a pretend synopsis, and then creating a sort of beat by beat outline of the story, and also mapping it on timeline software. I use Aeon Timeline. For the projects that I've already either drafted half of, or would be a second draft, a third or fourth, like a revision draft, like for the Meridian Maps that is like 90% done, it would just be revisiting those things and touching them up. So the prep would look remarkably similar yet different. The fun part of doing that all last year, when I had a bunch of ideas that I'd not written a single word of, is that I kind of filtered out what I actually wanted to write by the time that November approached, by how easy it was to come up with the outline, to come up with a potential query. And I think that's going to prove true again this year, and I'm excited to basically just like double check and see if it still works for me. Plus, like my little outline can include snippets of dialogue, so I'm not saying I start early on Nano, but I am saying that I like to immerse myself, okay? Now, I keep saying I want to work on 2 projects because I have a vision for what my day-to-day for NaNoWRIMO looks like. For one, I don't want to work at all on the weekends. That is a hard goal I am setting for myself, which means there are, let me double check my math. There are 22 work days in November. I believe that accounts for American Thanksgiving and maybe Black Friday. We're gonna go with it. The main point being I don't want to work on Saturday or Sunday at all. So I'll be increasing my word count for every weekday to basically make up for those break days. This is something that I've been trying to do like all the time, not just NaNoWRIMO, but it's the kind of like non-word count based goal that I'm really trying to push myself on so I can get better at actually utilizing it in my day-to-day life. Is not working on the weekends. Nano is all about challenging yourself, and this is the way I'm going to challenge myself. You know what I also imagine happening on those weekdays? Daily vlogs. So again, not every day of November, but every weekday there will be a new writing vlog. I'm very excited to bring this back after a few years of not having it at all. I'm not traveling at all in November. I don't have any like family commitments in November. I have one wedding that is in the evening one time. And it's on the weekend, so it doesn't even matter. Now, the typical way that I like to write is getting up early in the mornings, and the times I have done the daily vlogs in the past, that has worked really well. I would get up, get all of my words in, write all at once, and then edit the vlog and post it by like early to mid-afternoon. What I would like to do, if I'm working on 2 projects, is to have one vlog project and then one stream project that I write entirely while I'm streaming over on Twitch. The asterisk here is as my health allows. I feel like that's a general rule for everything. My migraines tend to decrease in the fall, but like it's still hot here in Texas, so we're really gonna play it by ear. I'm going to start doing streams in October to kind of kick that off. In fact, doing prep on stream for my stream project, so I'm hoping I will figure out the project soon. Maybe I could roll the dice on the stream. Oh my gosh, okay, anyways. I am very excited. I think it will be so much fun. I am just, this time of year is always wonderful. It feels like there's a magic in the air, and I mean that like in the least corny way possible, even though it's still very corny. It is just so fun. And I love a challenge. I don't always manage to like fully hit the expectations of the challenge, but again, I love the magic. I love the fun in it. So that said, my word count goals are actually going to be 3,000 words a day. That gives me 1,500 in my vlog or morning project, and then 1,500 in my afternoon or stream project every weekday. And again, nothing on the weekends. Asterisk. Do you see this? I don't know if you see this. Is this all of them? I have recently gotten into crocheting, okay? So this is my other, it's a nano adjacent goal, because what I want to do is I've been very curious about temperature blankets, where it's basically you assign a color to a range of temperatures and do a row of crochet or a certain kind of pattern, whatever you choose, for each day of the year based off of the temperature of the day. What if I did it for my word counts I get each day and have a little Nano 2023 scarf? This is a trial for me to see if I even like the concept. I have clearly already bought the art, but I've also already come up with a range of words by the 750 for what each of the colors means. I did buy these online, and I'm not sure all the colors totally go together. The greens, you know, so I might rearrange these by the time it happens, but I think it will be just such a fun way to commemorate, besides of course potentially grabbing some merch. I do have a NaNoWRIMO puzzle that I did not finish that I'd started during Camp NaNoWRIMO. So I might get back to that, do a little bit of that each day or a little bit of that on the weekends. But like, you know, this isn't writing work. I'm not counting it. It's just to stay in the spirit and to have something beautiful and warm. I will be posting Preptober vlogs along the way. I think I'm going to roll the dice when I get back from my writing retreat, which should be about mid-October. Maybe a little bit earlier, but around there. So expect to hear more soon. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Please do comment down below. Let me know what your Preptober plans are. Let me know if you already know what project you're gonna be working on for NaNoWRIMO, or are you kind of like leaving it up to the writing gods? Will you decide on November 1st? Or are you waiting to sort of like sort through multiple ideas that you have? Maybe you'll be working on 2 of them. let me know. Do you have any plans to vlog or stream or post on Instagram once a day or any kind of fun way to commemorate this NaNoWRIMO? Might not be a scarf, but if, oh my god, if it's a scarf, we could be scarf making buddies. I would love to know. And as always, let me know if you have a non-word count based goal. This is the one thing that I always try and recommend to people to have. Nano is very much all about that 50K. I would love to know what your non-word count based goal is. Some great possibilities are like getting better at a certain genre. It could be trying to beat white room syndrome or exploring third person if you're someone who always writes first. Yes. Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon with another video. Bye!